Hello everybody. If you want all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. This story was requested by English Airy on www.freefortalk.com, which is an online language practice community. Short story 867, The Great Move. Intermediate. I stood by my window and watched the lift opposite my apartment. It moved up and down, carrying heavy furniture from the third floor to the ground. A large truck waited below, its engine humming softly. Men in blue uniforms lifted sofas and tables with care. I sighed as I looked at the boxes stacked in my own hallway. Today was my turn to move. Finding a new place had been the hardest part. For 3 months I searched online every evening. I visited 10 different flats. Some were too small, others were too expensive, and a few were in noisy neighbourhoods. I wanted a quiet street with good light and friendly neighbours. Finally, I found a lovely 2-bedroom flat near a park. The landlord was kind and the rent was fair. I signed the contract with relief, but the real work was just beginning. Packing took 2 full weeks. I bought dozens of cardboard boxes and rolls of bubble wrap. I started with the kitchen, wrapping each plate and cup carefully. Then came the books, which were surprisingly heavy. I labelled every box with a black marker. Kitchen, bedroom, books, miscellaneous. My back ached from bending over, and my hands were dry from the tape. It felt like I was packing my entire life into small squares. On moving day, my friends arrived early to help. We lifted the heavy wardrobe down the stairs because it did not fit in the lift. Sweat ran down our faces and we drank lots of water. We carried the boxes to the van, stacking them tightly so they would not fall. Driving to the new flat, I felt nervous. Would the key fit? Was the floor scratched? Had I forgotten something important? Arriving at the new flat, we unloaded everything quickly. The rooms were empty and echoed with our footsteps. We placed the mattress on the floor first, as we were too tired to assemble the bed frame. Pizza arrived for dinner, and we sat on the floor, eating and laughing. Despite the exhaustion, there was a sense of achievement. We had done it. The next morning, I began the process of unpacking. I cleaned the cupboards before putting away the dishes. I wiped the windows to let the sunlight in. It took days to find a home for every item. The books went on the shelves and the plants sat by the window. Slowly, the empty space became a home. I hung a picture on the wall and suddenly it felt familiar. Settling in was a gradual process. I learned where the nearest supermarket was and discovered a nice cafe around the corner. I met my new neighbour, an elderly lady who baked excellent bread. She welcomed me with a smile, and I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. The stress of the move faded away, replaced by the comfort of routine. Looking back, the move was difficult, but it was also a fresh start. The hard work of packing, lifting and cleaning had paid off. Now when I sit in my armchair and read a book, I feel peaceful. The chaos of the boxes is gone, and order is returned. I am finally home. If you learned a new word today, please make sure to subscribe so you can practice again next time. Vocabulary notes. Neighbourhood. In the story, the narrator mentions looking for a flat in a quiet neighbourhood. This word refers to a district or community within a town or city. It is often used to describe the local area where people live, including the streets, shops and parks nearby. In American English, this is spelled without the U. Similar words: area, district, community, locality. Example: some were too small, others were too expensive, and a few were in noisy neighbourhoods. Relief. The narrator says they signed the contract with relief. This noun describes the feeling of happiness and relaxation that you have when something unpleasant or worrying has stopped or did not happen. It is the opposite of stress or anxiety. You often feel relief after completing a difficult task or hearing good news. Similar words: comfort, ease, reassurance, consolation. Example: I signed the contract with relief, but the real work was just beginning. Exhaustion. Towards the end of the moving day, the friends felt exhaustion. This is a state of being extremely tired or having no energy left. It is stronger than just being sleepy. Physical exhaustion comes from hard work, like lifting heavy boxes, while mental exhaustion comes from intense thinking or stress. Similar words: fatigue, tiredness, weariness, drain. Example: despite the exhaustion, there was a sense of achievement. Gradual. The story states that settling in was a gradual process. This adjective describes something that happens slowly over a long period of time, or in small stages. It is not sudden or immediate. When you learn a new language or get used to a new home, changes usually happen gradually. Similar words: slow, steady, progressive, step by step. Example: settling in was a gradual process. Achievement. The narrator feels a sense of achievement after unloading the van. This noun refers to a thing done successfully, typically by effort, courage, or skill. It is the positive feeling you get when you complete a goal or overcome a challenge. Moving house is a big task, so finishing it brings a strong feeling of achievement. Similar words: accomplishment, success, attainment, triumph. Example: despite the exhaustion, there was a sense of achievement. Story written by Quen. Image created by Quen. To read, see all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.